Shalom, shalom, shalom. Giving all honor and glory to Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Mashiach Barakatai, the Howard for the Rakah Kodash, the Howard for our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov, the Howard for the men of King David, the men of David, the 144,000, those that's in the streets and the highways and the byways doing this work, the work of Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Mashiach in sincerity and in truth, presenting their tabernacle a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Abba Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Mashiach Barakatai. The Howdah for Yahweh Shai, our great deliverer, our great redeemer in Yasharallah, our great meek servant, our tall Akim from the tribe of Yahweh from the nation of Yasharallah, our chief cornerstone, Yahweh Shai of Mashiach, our atonement for our iniquities and our transgression. And I'm talking about you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans with Indian Taino, near descent by the seed of your fathers, the pedigree, Numbers 118, and where we've been scattered in the four corners and the four winds of the earth amongst every nation, looking like the other nations. And I was reading this, I had Googled this, talking about USA, America, the United States of America, the daughter of Babylon, Rome, Greece, Assyria, Samaria, Basra, the daughter of the Chaldees, spiritual Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, Nineveh, right? Mount Seir, and once again, USA. Over the past 100 years, roughly between 1926 to 2026, the United States has been involved in the most military conflicts, interventions, and wars globally, while the U.S. has only formally declared war 5 times. It has engaged in nearly 400 armed conflicts, occupying a leading role in global military interventions since World War II. Key findings regarding war frequency. The United States ranked as the most war-involved nation in the modern era, with signified involvements including World War II, Korean War, the Vietnam, the Gulf War, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Active conflicts. The U.S. has been at peace for only 16 of its 242 years as a nation, leading descriptions as the most warlike nation. And there's more than that. Okay, the numbers is not fulfilling itself, but even with the numbers not fulfilling itself, it still ranked America, which is Esau, Edom, Empire, Basra, been in wars with more than any other country. And this July of 2026 is going to be 250 years old, and that's the end of an empire. They have reached the peak of the end, and we are involved in the World War III, which is the third woe that prophecy speak of, and we at that point because World War III already started. Okay, So since under this man, under Esau Edom rulership, evils have multiplied in the land, right? Because Esau Edom, the so-called white man, starting with the banker family, the Rothschilds, that control the earth's wealth, the banker family. Then you got the small hats in the land of Israel, the small hats, Amalek, who's controlling it all, the least of the flock, gonna draw America out. And like I said, is a song of Steel Pulse back in 83, 84, and we was dealing with wars even at that time, right? Steel Pulse made a song, I just feel sorry for the bodyguard. The bodyguard who's going to lose their life. So Amalek is, which is the least of the flock, is drawing Esau Edom out, America out in this war, right? And that's going to be the end of the end of the end of the end. So now we hearing of wars and rumors of wars, and that's going to usher in what? The MOTB, the mark of the beast. Keep in mind, there's sequences of events. And what these wars brewing and this third war being in effect is going to cause an event in Babylon, in USA, right? An event that's going to give them the reason to usher out this mark of the beast. And Revelation 13:16. Okay, other major powers throughout history, longer than 100 years, nations like the United Kingdom, France, and Russia have historically engaged in a higher total of numbers of wars. So they say. So they say. Well, we know ain't nobody been active as USA. That's facts, right? They even know it as what? The world police, right? This what they known for. They not keep us at home. And the Most High say that this Edomite man, starting with USA, is not a keeper at home. And that's how they get the nickname, the World Police. And they also is known as the Hammer of the Earth in Jeremiah 51. Okay, and when everything looked like a nail, well, here come the hammer. It's hammer time, right? Hammer time, right? Hammer time. So that's what's going on, Yasharala. I'm not going to be long with this lesson, but I will bring our precepts for edification and exaltation. We do these lessons for the hopeful elect. All right, the man of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai going to be occupied in prophecies, right? Right, and the spirit of Yahweh Shai. To have the spirit of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, you have to have the spirit of prophecy. Okay, you're gonna come. Thus said Abba Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Mashiach Barak. Let's check out some of this clip. This is some of this clip. Or probably another clip as well, and then we're going to bring out these precepts for edification once again.
Midnight Hammer last June, we obliterated the regime's nuclear program at Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. After that attack, we warned them never.
One moment, please. I'm not hearing no volume.
Resumed their malicious pursuit of nuclear weapons, and we sought repeatedly to make a deal. We tried. They wanted to do it. They didn't want to do it. Again, one state sponsor of terror, and just recently killed tens of thousands of its own citizens on the street as they protested. It has always been the policy of the United States, in particular, my administration, that this terrorist regime can never have a nuclear weapon. I'll say it again. They can never have a nuclear weapon.
And America is the world police, the warlike machine. Right? Let's see if we can catch another clip right quick.
Were you fired in California after refusing to do
the
something
bug out commercial.
illegal or after
I
speaking
can't
on a
control
network?
none of this stuff.
We have breaking news. The president is giving an update on social media about the strikes in Iran. Let's take a listen.
Over the past 36 hours, the United States and its partners have launched Operation Epic Fury, one of the largest, most complex, most overwhelming military offensives the world has ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like it. We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now it was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even... He called him a vile man when the Edomites are the vile man. So this man is something else. And Donald Trump is that cruel Lord. They calling other people and other nations what they are. Right? Let's get the book of the vile man would be the Edomites, Esau Edom. Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 30, and verse number 8. The Most High say, they were what? Children of fools. Talking about the Edomites, talking about DJ Trump and the crew, right? The small hats, Amalek, right? These small hats, right? The what? The imposters. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Okay, so the Most High is calling these Edomites viler than the earth, right? Even thousands of Americans on his hands, and was responsible for the slaughter of countless thousands of innocent people all across many countries. But the Bible says the same thing about America, Esau, Edom, right? This is how they run smear campaigns. This is how they create boogeymen, right? This how they work, Israel. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 55, and verse 21. That's how you talk. The word of his mouth. See, he on the podium. See, that's why you got to be working. Salaki, that's why you got to be walking circumspect in his truth. This is why you have to be aware of Satan's devices. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war. See, this man is a war criminal, right? America have been in more war than anybody else. All they've been dropping bombs, invading other nations when they don't dance to their music, when they don't surrender and let America do what the hell they want to do in their land with their resources. Don't even want them to protect themselves. You see? But war was in his heart. You see? His words were softer than oil. Yet were they drawing sword, because this man will rule by the sword. So you have to keep in mind that this man will rule by the sword. This is his blessing. His blessing from Isaac, our forefather Isaac, who is Yahweh Shah Mashiach, is to rule the earth by the sword, meaning by weaponry, by destruction.
This is how this man would rule on planet Earth. He would rule by the sword, right? This is how he would rule. He was blessed with this. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness. See, Esau got all the best parts on the planet Earth. They even dwelling in our own land, right? They appointed the land to themselves. We'll get that through the precept, through the Rakah Kodash. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be. See, it shall be the fatness. What we say, that's where the white people are. That's the white people neighborhood when you was coming up. Oh, that's where them white people stay. That's where Esau stay. See, the Bible don't know nothing about white folks and black folks. It knows something about Esau and Jacob. So we're not dealing with social constructs that was created in 1681 by the so-called white man Esau Edom. Right? We're not dealing with terminologies. We're dealing with nationalities, ethnicities, and bloodlines. We're dealing with prophecies. We're dealing with thus said Abi Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Mashiach Barakatai. We dealing with truth and sincerity and in truth. Okay, be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven. And heaven means rulership, dominion, authority, crown over your head, power, authority. This is this man heaven. Heaven is a condition, and hell is a condition. And this man condition would be the fatness and the dew of the earth, okay, from above. And by thy sword, see, this man would rule by the Gatling gun, the Gatling guns, by the cannons, by nuclear missiles, by drones, by stealth bombers. You see, this is how this man will rule the planet Earth. He ruled by that sword, by his navy, by his air force, by his military might, right? By his marines. This is how this man will rule, by weaponry, by the weapons, right? And destruction. And by thy sword shalt thou live. That's why these so-called white men, they love guns, right? Bear arms. That's their best friend. Bearing arms is their best friend. And shall serve thy brother. See? And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, meaning the authority, the dominion, the power, right? The wealth, the kingdom, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Okay? All right? Okay, so this is why this man is ruling by the sword. This was his blessing. He would rule by the sword. Right? He got nothing else because America's done, but they still got the sword in their hand. America's done. America's not great. She broke. She buried in debt. Right? But she still have the sword. Right? That's what's going on, Israel. I hope you get it. We getting it. The elect gonna get it. All right, so let's go back to Psalms chapter 55 again. Salakia. Psalms 55 and 22. I believe that's where we stop. So the Most High say, cast. Let's go back to 21. The words of his mouth were smoother. He's a smooth operator. They create boogeymen. They create nations to go in and drop the bombs on them. Bombs over Baghdad. Bombs over Iran, you see? He create the boogeyman. Then they get everybody on board to go attack the boogeyman. when they the boogeyman. You see what's going on, Yasharallah? This man say he's doing it to free the Iranian citizens. You see, this is smooth words. This is being a smooth operator. Right? Sade told you that this man was a smooth operator. Coast to coast, LA to Chicago. This man is all over the world. But war was in his heart. He had war on his mind. Your heart is your mind, and the Hebrew is lab. He got war on his mind. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, because that's how you shall live. The Most High said, King David said, cast thy burden upon the Elohim, and he shall sustain thee. See, if you're making the Most High, Abba Yahweh, by Hashem Shah, your strong tower, as it say in the book of Proverbs 18:10, the Most High will sustain you, Israel, if you being prudent and you foresee the evil coming. You see, you have to be prudent to see what's going on here in daughter of Babylon, here in Rome, here in Greece, here in this beast. This man's system is a beast system because this man is a beast. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved, you see. If you part of the house of David, if you part of the hopeful elect, the Most High say he will not suffer thee to be moved. But thou, O Elohim, Abba Yahweh, shall bring them down. You see, because Esau is going down. We're going to bring it out too in the precept. Esau is going down. He's coming down. Are you going up? Or are you going down? He's going down. He's approaching that end mark. 249 years and counting. And for Esau is the end of a world, meaning the end of an age, the end of an eon. And Jacob, the 12 tribes, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, were in a tahino, they would have said that repented, and where we've been scattered in the four corners of the earth amongst every nation. If you are repented and made that radical change and calling on the Heavenly Father name, Abba Yahweh, he is, exists, he is to be, the great King Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah Mashbatah, and his only begotten son Yahweh Shah, who you intentionally are ignorantly called Jesus the Christ, who's a so-called black man, then the Most High will not suffer you to be moved if you rehearse in these righteous acts, which is the law, statutes, commandments, and judgments, and testimonies, and the place of drawing water, Judges 5:11. The Most High won't cause you to be moved, Yasharallah. But thou, O Elohim, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. See, World War III already started, right? We in a time of war and rumors of war. We in the time of Jacob's trouble. We in the time of lights out, EMP attacks. We in a time of starvation that's coming here. Look at the job numbers report. Look at the layoffs. It's something that's brewing. Don't you see it? Is you paying attention? Are you being vigilant? Are you observing the times that we're in? Are you measuring the times that you are in? The Most High say that he will bring them down into the pit of destruction, bloody. These are bloody men. They just shed blood, the bloody men. So the scripture referred to these Edomites as bloody and deceitful men. See, deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. So King David, a Hebrew Israelite, the king that will rule the 12 tribes under Yahweh Shah Mashiach, and righteousness forever and forever, ever, forever, ever, say that he going to trust in the Heavenly Father in Yahweh Shah Mashiach. See, so the times that we are in, a time of war, not a time of peace, you should be trusting in Yahweh Shah Mashiach. You should be trusting in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Israel. That should be in the time. You should be in that spirit. You should be forsaking this woman. You should have them came up out of her by now, spiritually, mentally, and physically. That's why the Most High say, come up out of her, my people. Romans 13:11. Your salvation is nearer than what you believe. Ephesians 6:12, 6:10, putting you full armor of Yahweh Shah Mashiach so you can withstand in that evil day. Right? Because this is the time that you are living in. So you're supposed to know what time you are living in. And we in the third war, a World War III time, a Jacob's Trouble time, a time like you have never seen since mankind. All hell is fitting to unloose. It's like busting loose. Okay? The Most High is busting loose. Prophecies are being fulfilled. The Most High is not going back on his word, on his prophecy. His words won't return unto him void. The Most High don't write checks he can't cash, Israel. So the Most High is bringing down. Let's get the book of Malachi, chapter 1. The Most High, Abba Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah, is what bringing this man Esau down. Right? The Most High say the burden, and he's doing that for Yahweh Shah, what they have done in the children of Yasharallah, the nation of Yasharallah, starting with the Ophalet. The burden of the word of the Elohim to Yasharallah. See, Yasharallah is Israel. Jacob, Yaquab. By Malachi, you see, a Hebrew Israelite. You got to know it. We hope you know it. We prisoners of hope up in this thing. We prisoners of hope, Yasharallah. I hope you know that. You're not free. I have loved you. See, the Most High love Yasharallah. He loved Israel. He loved Jacob. He loved you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans with interturnity descent. And what we've been scattered amongst every nation. He said, I have loved you, said the Elohim, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Said the Elohim, yet I love Jacob, Yasharallah, Israel, right? Yasharallah, person of power. And I hated Esau, Asashua, right? In the Hebrew, Asashua, Ta'ashah. Esau mean waste away. They pale, they wasting away. And I hated Esau and laid his governments, which the mountains are talking about governments, and his heritage. See, this is the heritage of an Edomite. So he have a heritage, but his heritage is waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom, Adawam, right? Adawam, red, right? The different shades of red. They're not white. They're not white, Israel. They're not pure. They're not righteous. And they're not holy. They're not without spot and blemish. They different shades of red. Okay? Whereas Edom, right? Idumea in the Greek way, Adawam in the Hebrew, right? Right? Whereas Edom said we are impoverished, right? During the Middle Ages, what they call the Dark Ages, for them 1,000 years, they was impoverished, right? They was catching hell, and hell is a condition, right? But we will return, right? They came back in the late 1300s, 1492. It was on and popping. 1492, it was on and popping, Israel, right? It was head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and built the desolate places. Thus said the Elohim of Ho, They shall build, and they built, but Abba Yahweh Ba. So I say, I will throw down. That's not what we just read in Psalm 55 and 22. They building, but the Most High, he's throwing down. That's not what's going on right now. Do you see America? Do you see these Edomites empires come to an end and start, and these heathens as well? You're not seeing the end, Israel. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them, because Esau is a nation of people, not just a man singular, but plural. You know the difference between singular and plural, right? So Esau is a nation, Genesis 36, the border of wickedness. So this man is the border of wickedness. Wickedness start with this man. He's the face of evil. He's the face of wickedness. He's the face of terror. He's the face of the boogeyman. He's the face. He's the border. The border means the beginning, the origin of it. It all starts with this man. Anything wicked, evil, abominable, vile, it starts with this man. With this man. It begins with this man and this nation of people. And the people, you see, so this is a people. The most I say, the border of wickedness and the people. So this Edom is a people against whom the Elohim had indignation forever. You see? So the most I say, and your eyes shall see. See, we seeing it. We seeing wall, 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 wall. Boom, 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 boom. That's what they doing, Israel and Iran, right? And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say the Elohim will be magnified from the border of Yasharallah. So you got a border of Edom, which is the wickedness, and then you got a border of Yasharallah, the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans were entertaining. You got two borders going on. You got two beginnings going on. You got a border dealing with Edom, and then you got a border dealing with Yasharallah, and the Most High going to be magnified in the house of King David, the third temple that's being built here in the daughter of Babylon, and where we've been scattered in the four corners and the four winds of the earth. Because all we hearing about is war, 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 because we in the time of judgment. See, you in the time of judgment by the Heavenly Father, and it's only begun. Say, you in that time, Israel. You in that time of judgment. That's what we warning you about. That's what the warning is about. It's warning before destruction. It's warning Israel. You getting warned before the destruction. Is you busting the move? Okay. Have you made a move? Because that becomes the question. The question is you making moves? Are you serving your power? Abba Yahweh, Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah Mashabarakah. Are you still getting turned up, getting geeked up, getting Greek up? You still being the slut and the hoe? You still being abominable? You still being a busy body? You still signing deals with Esau, Edom? You still showing up the mark of the beast? You little funny fingers? What are you doing? You still representing the beast? You still a beast worker? Still getting busy with Esau, Edom, your new pharaohs, and Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily, which is truly I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone on another that shall not be thrown down. Because keep in mind, he said Esau shall build, but he going to throw down. he throwing down, right? Yahweh told you it was going down, Israel. He told you. He told you. This was what, 2,000 years ago? It was going down. And we telling you now, it's going down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, The disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? See, that's why you have to measure the time diligent in itself. That's why you measuring the time, Israel. You're supposed to be knowing where you at. Of the end of the world, at the end of an age, the end of this Edomite rulership, the end of an eon, because we still in Rome tonight. Rome revised, Rome 2.0. We still in we in the toes of this beast. The beast got healed through America. Yeah, Rome was wounded, but it got healed through USA because it's the same old people. The same Edomites, the same Caesars, Nero, the same folks. Adawam, Edom, right? Esau, Edom, the same people, the same old people. There's no end of the people, Israel, Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. There's no end. Through your third and fourth generation, you come back on the scene again. Every third, fourth, here you come back. The same people, right? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed, is you taking heed, Israel, Yasharallah, that no man deceive. This is what we telling y'all. Don't let this man deceive you, right? Beware of Satan's devices. This man have devices. This man have smooth words. He's a smooth operator. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, I am a Mashiach. See? And shall deceive many, and ye shall hear a war. This is what's going on. World War III, the third war, already in effect, Rex and effects. And rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence, right? They finna starve you out. You ain't got no more food in Babylon. America's already buried in debt. What you gonna do? They closing every damn thing. You ain't gonna be able to eat real soon. The way they closing up everything, you ain't gonna have nowhere to go, Israel. Have you thought of that? The thought never crossed your mind yet, huh? For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. You see? That means your stomach touching your back. And pestilence, that means you're going to be eating cannibalism. You might be eating the neighbors, a next door neighbor, right? Famine, pestilence is coming. And earthquake in diverse places, Israel. All these are the beginning. We in the beginning of sorrows right now. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, talking about the men of David, and shall kill you. Some going to be made martyrs in this truth. The Most High said, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Most High shall lift up a standard against this man. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, right? They don't believe we the Israelites. You got some of our own people don't believe they're the Israelites. They say, I'm black. Sister, you know, I'm black. Brother, black. I'm a Christian. I'm Muslim. See? And then shall many be offended. And us coming with this truth, they being offended. The truth. Right? This is what the truth to do, Israel. When you against the truth, when you anti Yahushua Mashiach, and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. See, these wars, these rumors of wars is bringing this in. This gonna bring the sequence of events, because the nuclear missiles can't let go until all be fulfilled. So we understand a whole lot of hell and Jacob's trouble got to happen before these nuclear super hypersonic missiles toward USA get less loose, Israel. And many false prophets shall raise Salaki shall rise and shall deceive. And you got a lot of Hebrew Israelite camps. You got Pastor Pope Chop, they've been around, but we're talking about some of these Hebrew Israelite camps teaching false doctrine, teaching that the natural Gentiles can be saved, teaching that his name is Christ. Not even calling on the name of the Father. Abba Yahweh is only begotten Son Yahweh Shai. Not even warning about the mark of the beast, teaching you that it's spiritual and not physical. Not teaching you is a digital CBDC the size of a grain of rice gonna be up in your hand and your forehead, a little narrow link. They're not warning you about that. They're telling you it's spiritual. You see, false prophet deceiving many Hebrew Israelites. And because iniquity, and that's why iniquity is abounding, because iniquity is sin upon sin upon sin upon sin, shall abound the love of many. Shall what? They don't give a damn if you don't make it to the kingdom of heaven, Israel. If you catch that fire, they ain't got no issue with it. The love of many waxing cold up in this thing. But he that endure, you got to endure this race. You in the marathon. Wall. Third, we hear Israel. Is you seeing it? Another event. They won't let a good crisis go to waste. You know they're going to usher something out of this event. But he that endured to the end, or she, the same shall be. That's how you get saved. That you're getting beamed up from the hand of your enemies. So to be saved is to be beamed up on the chairs in the clouds with a glorified body. Where Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Israel, that's free. Being up on the chairs during the blast of World War III. And this gospel it reads the four corners, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached, and that's what the internet is. That's what the unicorn is for. Not you jumping on no goddamn plane, flying to Guyana, flying to Tokyo, Japan, trying to get Israelites. That's not what the Mosai didn't say to do that. That's why we got the network, the internet, the unicorn for. That's why you got to do the work. Do these lessons and videos. Go on the streets and the highways and the byways. Right? And the gospel of the kingdom shall be what? The gospel is the good news, the good tidings for the Israelites. Isaiah 61, right? For Yasharallah, right? For Israel, right? That's what's going on, Israel. How clear could you be? We make it for you. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached. You see, in all the world for a witness unto all nations, because Israel been scattered amongst all nations, looking like the other nations, through the dispersed, through the diaspora, through the scattered in the four corners of the earth. That's part of the curses in Deuteronomy 28:64, that Israel shall be scattered amongst every nation in the four corners of the earth. So the all nations talking about the Israelites. It ain't talking about natural Gentiles or heathens in every nation. It's talking about the Israelites that's living among the dispersed, the remnant. The remnant of the Israelite is in every nation on the earth. So when all these Israelites that have been scattered in every nation, what's going to happen? And then shall the end of this man in these heathen age. Boom, boom, boom. World War III is going down. Shalom.